The short price commodity is Antique Jewel. All clear has been given, and they're away racing. Bondonna from the inside, the first to leave over Barantian. Antique Jewel and Etamorp is up running fourth. Playing up is being bustled through on the inside as Surveillance drops out, and last of all is the roughie Redhead Richie as they settle properly into stride. Barantian's going to lead them early, and as they head out towards the 1,000 metre mark, Barantian shows the way from the favourite Antique Jewel up there second. Bondonna now back to third. Running fourth is Etamorp, being followed over on the inside by Playing Up and then Surveillance. Redhead Richie trailed them about 6 lengths from the leader, which is Barantian at the 750 and getting it cosy mid-race. Barantian 3/4 clear. The hot pot Antique Jewel locked down by Parnham up there running second. A little over a length Bondonna and Etamorp. They're followed by Playing Up and then Surveillance and 2 lengths to Redhead Richie. No change at all to the order as they head past the 500. Barantian will guide them for home over Antique Jewel. Bondonna on the inside. Harvey goes to work now on Etamorp, who's lengthening stride, followed then by Surveillance. Playing up near the rail, and last of all is Redhead Richie. Antique Jewel loomed up on the outside and now got to the lead from Barantian, with Etamorp starting to run on strongly on the outside from Bondonna. Parnham has to go for the whip on Antique Jewel, and Etamorp has got square with it. It's Etamorp and Antique Jewel. Antique Jewel the inside, Etamorp the outside. Antique Jewel digging in, finding an Antique Jewel just one from Etamorp. Very good debut. Behind them third Surveillance, followed then by Playing Up. Next home Barantian, Bondonna, and the tail ender Redhead Richie. Antique Jewel has just won from the newcomer Etamorp. Antique Jewel, Parnham having to throw everything at the favourite, and with the benefit of 4 runs under its belt and fitness on its side, it has just been able to find that little bit of toughness of racing to hold off Etamorp on the outside, which has run a terrific race on debut. 8-6-1, Surveillance third. Fourth home is number 9 in Playing Up. 8-6-1 and 9 after the opening event for the day. Antique Jewel first by Doomsday from Antique Rose, ridden by Chris Parnham, who gets that early double with Team Williams and Peters Investments, and has cracked it for a victory after a beaten sequence of 4 as favourite. Antique Jewel. Etamorp has run second by My Admiration from Promotional. For the Misfits Syndicate, Ian Russell, Louis Urseg, Kim Parker, D. Page, B. Calver, M. Godfrey and N. Howard, B. Rose, J. McIntosh, trained by Steele Casey, ridden by Paul Harvey, and 1 Surveillance by Safeguard from Javert Jim Taylor. The trainer Jason Brown aboard for Tina Lois Taylor, Brittany Taylor, Miss M. Clark, Mrs. M. Bagley, Doris Gabbardy and Miss T. Swan. Also Karen Haynes and the Our Ladies Man Syndicate. 8-6-1-9 in 126.37, a short neck, good finish, 1 3/4, second and third. Race 3, the Crown Perth Handicap over the 1,000. No changes to come. 19 after 2 starting time as Brittany joins Bob.
I am with Bob yet again after the victory of Antique Jewel. Bob, pre-race, where are you expecting to be in running?
Oh, about midfield, I think. Yep.
So when the gates opened and Chris landed where he did, what was going through your mind?
Oh, it's probably not ideal for her, but she had a good barrier and it worked out well for her in the end.
It certainly did. Were you a bit nervous in those concluding stages? Chris really did seem to have to extricate every bit out of her in the finish.
Yes, he had to ride hard, didn't he? But really, I said earlier, I thought it was a bit short for her. She's looking for distance, and she should be, be up over 1,800 or 2,000 now instead of the 1,400. So it was a good result.
Are you planning on rising her in distance sharply, or what is the immediate plan?
Oh, I'd like to do that, but it might get a bit difficult now because the 3-year-old fillies races jump very quickly from now on. But if there was another race between now and the Natasha, and she ran in that, she might be able to jump up.
Looking forward to seeing her stepping up in trip. Well done.
Thank you.
Opening double there for Bob Peters as Antique Jewel comes back to scale, a horse that he did preface after the victory in the previous. He said that he thought that this would be just a bit short of her best trip, and in the end she landed much more positively than I think Bob had anticipated, but a good draw was the case there. And to the horse's credit, she found enough fight in the finish.
She did, Britt. It's probably bad news for those Class 1 1,800, 1,600 metre horses the older ones, because she's probably going to have to take them on if she'll make her way to the Natasha. If she gets that one more run into her, it probably is going to have to be taking on the older horses. But we'll grab Chris for a word after the win of Antique Jewel. Chris, probably outside the lead as the last place you wanted to be, but after the gates opened, no real option.
I probably wasn't the last place I wanted to be, but definitely wasn't the first place I wanted to be. There's just no speed in it, and she jumped okay, and I didn't see any need dragging her back when, you know, there was sort of nothing else even looking to give me cover. So tempo was slow. She over-travelled a little bit, probably because of the tempo and no cover, but I thought she was beaten at the 200, but she found and kicked good.
They are hard races to ride to the eye when they're going that slow in front. How do you rate from the breeze? Do you wait for something to sort of make you go? Do you wait for the leader, or do you just ride your own race?
Yeah, well, I sort of thought the leader might fold quicker than I would like, but I was just trying to sit off it as much as I could, even though we're going slow, because it's racing white horses seem to get a bit lost if they're in front sort of too far out. But to her credit, she was beaten at the 200 and kicked again.
Born to try later on. What are your expectations for that mare of Lindsay Smith's?
I thought she ran really well the other day. Probably get back a bit further than what we did at Bunbury. We sat in the box seat, but she'll give a good account of herself.
Good luck for the treble. Well done.
Thanks.
There's Chris Parnham after the victory of Antique Jewel. Same connections, winning race 1 and 2, getting favourite backers off to a good start here at Ascot.
Weight is there, correct weight on 8, 6, 1 and 9. Antique Jewel defeating Etamorp Surveillance in third place after the running of race number 2. Playing up was officially fourth. Here's the replay. Let's have a little look at this. He's a bit lopey.